Hi, drama people. I just kind of wanted to get a video all set up. This is a little earlier. Obviously, I'm not making this on Monday, but I will be sharing it on Monday. I just finished watching Governor Walz's announcement that we are going to continue distance learning, or e-learning in our case, until the end of the school year. For you seniors, I'm so sorry. This is kind of a hard pill to swallow. Know that I'm thinking of you. Let me know if you need anything. So, with drama, been trying to kind of gauge what is the best kind of approach to finish this out. I know some of you have a wealth of access to things, while other people you have many other obligations going on. I'm kind of leaning on the side of caution, trying to be flexible and give options because I know you're all in different kind of scheduling and obligations. So, one thing I do want to kind of point out, and you will notice this if you this week. Keep in mind, I'm recording this on a Thursday, but I have put in our calendar and it'll pop up with the upcoming, like what we're doing every single day. Even though it's the exact same thing, it's just a way for you to kind of always know what is going on. And so when you go on in and log on to Schoology, you will see this calendar and it'll show up for all of your classes and it'll just give you kind of what's going on. So just know that that calendar is there for you. When you go into the particular class that you are taking, then it will only kind of show a majority of what those particular classes are. So just to kind of know that that's there for you. Use that. I know a lot of us as teachers, now that we're seeing that we're going to be continuing this the remainder of the year, we're going to utilize this a little bit more. So just be aware of it. I think there's some abilities of like color coding your classes or something like that. I don't know how to do it. Sorry. But if I do find out any information, I'll relay it to you. But just kind of know that, just lets you know these are the things we're doing every day, when due dates are. So like study guides are due that particular day, so on and so forth. So just kind of use that to your advantage. Now, because of a lot of what was going on with our solo performances, and because with this particular class, it's ninth through 12th. 12th graders, from my understanding, you are still going to be done with school earlier than the rest of the grades. That's what Mr. Reeves told me in our department meeting this morning. So, since we have kind of a weird variety, I just kind of wanted to make sure you are aware. Just keep plugging away. If you do not get things done on time, I'm not going to count it as late work or anything like that. Just plug away as you can. And you can always get started a little bit earlier, especially if you know you have plans or things that you have to do. Like I said, I know many of you have jobs, and those jobs are kind of relying on you guys now all of a sudden to work a little extra. So just know that you can work on it at your own pace. And I am lenient with kind of deadlines, but we still have those deadlines set up to, and my hope is that you're able to accomplish them. So this week we're focusing on just Act 2, and that's it. And then the following week, just Act 3. And then the next week, 4 is insanely short. And then 5's pretty quick too. So we're doing 4 and 5 together. And so it's still the same thing, study guide and then translations. And that's what we're working on. Then that following week, you will be working on casting your actors and assignments. It's just an assignment that I'll explain later in a video. And then I do have a final assessment. You actually have two options. One is to actually perform a part of Midsummer Night's Dream. So if you're reading through and finding something you're interested in, that could be a possibility. But I know that that might cause a lot of stress for some people and it might not be a viable option. The way I'm going to grade you is vastly different. So if you want to start looking at that final assignment, option 1, that's the final performance, and seeing what the requirements are, you can. And then the second one is just more of a written assignment that you would do where there is no performing whatsoever. I know that the whole point of drama is to perform, but because of the circumstances that we're in, we're kind of in a tough spot. And so I just wanted to provide you options and you can choose accordingly. Another thing I'll try and see if I can look into is trying to get together to meet, maybe do some improv together. I'm not 100% certain if that is going to work. I know there's a lot of issues going on with you, but I'm also at home with a kindergartner and a second grader, and my husband is under the umbrella of essential workers, and so he's working constantly. So I'm kind of juggling you guys with that. So if I can get some semblance of normalcy with my kids, then maybe I would be a little bit more available to do that. So keep that in mind. I'll look into it. It wouldn't be a requirement, but in case any of you were wanting to participate, that might be an option later on down the line. So, as I said, work on things at your own pace. If you are wanting to get ahead, that's perfectly fine. If you find yourself falling behind, that's okay too. But the goal is to get stuff done. This is all we're going to do the whole entire rest of the year. That's it. I am not adding anything else whatsoever. Really, the only thing that has changed that I worked on this week is kind of giving options for that final assessment. Everything else has been there from the beginning. So if you have questions, as I've said before, do not hesitate to ask. I know that it isn't always easy, but reaching out and communicating with your teachers is key during this time, especially for those of you who are using this class as to tick off a list for an English credit and you need it. Please make sure that you're keeping on top of things. But I hope you're all well. I hope you're not too saddened and depressed. I'm hoping that if you are feeling overwhelmed or anything like that, reach out to somebody. You can reach out to me, reach out to counselors, whatever it may be, but just know that we're all here for you. And of course, as always, I miss you.